Lovegodesss. How are you today? On this podcast episode, I am here to talk about extremely important part of your week that you should always be implementing. And it is about planning your week, setting up your calendar right, and making sure there is room for that playfulness, for that love goddess within, making sure there is time for play, time for sex, time for work, time for replenishment and recharge. All of that is very important, and I am here to talk to you about how I design my day, how I design my week that translates into how I design my day as well. So, if you don't spend time planning your week, you're gonna be in this mode, always going, you're always dependent on the last minute things that come up, and you are unintentional, you don't have a goal or intention for the week, and goal is very masculine word for that. Intention is more of a feminine word for that, but they're very similar. And so the cool thing is that you want both. In your life, you have both sides, the masculine and the feminine. And I am teaching you how to tap into the feminine more simply because a lot of us women are not there. We forgot, we got too much of the patriarchal culture influenced in us, and we forgot how to be feminine and be in that flow state, right? Where we are being taught in business and life, like this is how you structure your day, you gotta have to have these goals and things like that. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't only focus on business goals, work goals, you also want to make sure that there is that playtime in the calendar for you to be able to have that fun, have that replenishment, and have an opportunity to step into your love goddess. Otherwise, if you don't have that place on a calendar, it's just not happening. You're not leaving in your room on your calendar. So if you're already living by the calendar, this is your way to structure your calendar to incorporate the play and fun and replenishment into your calendar. If you are living without a calendar and you're waking up and what comes your way, like you're not gonna get anything accomplished in life because you are simply in the reactive mode, because you don't have an intention or purpose for your day. You are waking up, and what comes your day, you put your attention towards that, and you literally live your day unintentionally. And if you don't have an intention, somebody else does, and you are hoping that somebody else to bring their intention to life instead of yours, right? And so I'm teaching you, it's very important. If it's not on your calendar, it's just not happening. So all the things that you want to do in the week, they must be on your calendar. Make sure to set aside the time for that thing that you want to do, be, and have in your week on your calendar. If it's not on your calendar, it's not happening, period. So it is very important to balance out the masculine and the feminine, right? The masculine is the container. The masculine is what gives the feminine a place, that there is structure for the feminine to fill in. The masculine is the container where the feminine fills in. So you want to create containers for both masculine tasks and feminine tasks on your calendar before you start planning your week. So I'm going to share with you how I plan my week, and you can use this as inspiration or instruction on how to plan your week as well. So I like to plan my week on Sundays. It is because it's still quiet time. Nobody bugs me with questions. The week has not officially started. So I like to sit down either in the morning or in the evening before I go into Monday. Monday's usually my busy days. So I definitely don't have time to do this on Monday. So Sunday it is, I sit down and first I like my paper calendar. So I would jot down things, all the clients we have for the week. I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I like to separate my calendar into 3 parts, right? And this process is the draft version of my calendar. By the way, I'm a planner. I put a lot of intention behind my calendars, not weekly, but daily as well, because I do disconnect. There are things that come up and I lose connection. Wait a second, what is it that I was working on? So I have to reconnect to that daily, right? So I do the draft version of my calendar using your standard weekly planner, and I separate it into 3 portions for each day. The portion number 1 is called events, where I record all of the events that are happening on that day. The portion number 2 are the things that I must to attend. So events could be, we have a photo session on this day, I have a meeting, or I have a date with this person for networking, right? Or, I have a phone call with this. So all of the events that I know that are happening, they will go into the events category. Then I have a section of to-do lists, just to do. And then I have a section of main intention on that day. Planners don't come like that, so I literally just take a ruler and a pencil and I break it down into those categories. And I put down events, to-dos, and then main intention. What goes on my to-do list is anything that is, gotta wash my hair, gotta return a phone call, gotta paint the nails, gotta do this for this person, So all of that random, it's kind of more of a brain dump kind of process here. It goes into the to-do section. And then main intention is more of a bigger overview. Okay, on this day, I am working on creating this system. On this day, I know I can't do more than just a photo session. There is literally not enough of me to try to do something else. On this day, I am working on, this is my plan, like I'm training a team member, right? So me as a business owner, I would go and break down everything into the 3 categories. So this is my draft week, right? Now that I somewhat visually see what it is that I have gone on that week. It is also on my Google Calendar, and there's multiple Google Calendars. You don't want to look at my calendar. We have about 20 Google Calendars with a lot of things. As far as business, as far as company, everyone has their own calendar. But so I take this draft version and I start typing it out into my weekly intention. I have main page that states what is the big picture that I'm working on this year. What is the big picture for me was to open up the Lovegodesss Center and establish all of the system launch coaching, launch the dance studio, right? Then that is my big picture. Then my next milestone. And my next milestone, prepare for the launch of this program, for example, then requires multiple weeks to prepare. So that's my milestone, right? So I go, what's my next milestone? Then I go into summary for the main goal for the week. And main goal for the week could be establish organic system and train it to the team. So this could be a main goal for the team. Then I break down it into further categories. What do I need to do to accomplish that goal? Set up the system, right? Find people to train the people, right? So this could be that. Usually I have multiple other things going on, and that would be my front page summary. But then I go into breaking those down even further. So set up the system. What do I need to set up the system? 1, listen to this program so I can use this as framework. Look into this software, how it functions, can we use? And so I break it down into little mini goals, right? And usually, I would then take it and put it on a bigger calendar for me to this on Monday, I am working, and Monday also is my admin day. Lots of meetings happening. I check all of my financial records, reports. There's also my trainings for the business school that I am enrolled in. So there's a lot of things that Monday is my busy day. So I also take that into consideration. How much can I accomplish based on all those tasks, right? So that's as far as any work, any business goals, any responsibilities. I'm a planner, right? But the reason why I'm sharing this with you, you must include on your calendar things like sex, right? Things like date nights, things like I also open up the event calendar for that entire week and I say, ooh, there is a bachata class, like I'm gonna go to attend, right? Or there's pole dancing class, like I put it on my calendar and I see, can I make it work? There is like this networking meeting. There is like the, and I put fun things on my calendar. Like there is like the art painting class, right? So I see when they're happening and I'm checking it against my calendar and I'm seeing, yes, I can do that. So there's my container for that fun things, right? Besides that, right? So, and that would be another conversation, right? Why there is not enough sex in a regular long-term relationship, right? And I usually don't like to say, hey, schedule sex. It's not like, oh, I gotta schedule sex. Hey, you are late 5 minutes. Like, that's not how it is. You create the container and you allocate that time. It doesn't have to be mundane or boring. In fact, this is where all right, this is where I'm creating the plot. This is where it's going to unfold, right? And both of you are on the same page. So selective dates where I suggest you selecting, and however many times you want to have it, it all depends on individual couple, right? However many times you want to have it, you can select different dates for that particular, your playtime, your game time, whatever you call it, right? So you could do like Wednesday and Saturday, right? And, if you want to have a family day, it's also on your calendar. Like everything is on your calendar because you are allocating that time because there's only so much time that goes around, right, on a weekly basis. So if you don't plan to leave the space, to have the container for that fun to happen, you're not going to have fun in your life. If you only put everything into your work, you're not going to have fun. And so it translates into your daily activities as well. And the way you translate this into your daily activities, you also plan. Like I have on my daily activities non-negotiable morning meditation time. This could be 1 hour. This could be 3 hours, right? That's my non-negotiable. Every morning, I reconnect to my spiritual self, to my love goddess. I put that, this is like from 7 a.m. to 9 or sometimes 10 a.m. or sometimes 12, like depending on how much of that replenishment I need, because that is what it is for me. It is my replenishment time. If I don't refill the cup, and that is how I refill my cup, right? I am not going to be excited or even have the capacity to pick up with the work. And then if I do force myself to go into work, the work's not going to flow and I know I'm going to procrastinate. So I know I would rather put that time into most important thing of the day, which is meditation for me and spiritual work. So then I can have the space to transition into work, right? So on a daily basis, you plan out your spiritual time, your energy time, your connection to your love goddess time. Then you allocate time for the work, for your work blocks, right? And you are doing focused work. I recommend taking a break. So for example, if you work for an hour, 2 hours on one project, or you were doing calls for the 2 hours, right? Take the time off for 15-30 minutes and disconnect, release all of that cold energy out of your body so you are fresh and energetically ready to step into the next task. Otherwise, you would still be running on the energy of the coals and it's gonna mess you up, right? Also, the most important part of the day, and just like you have each intention for the week, you have each intention for the day, right? And each intention for the day should be number one task on your work list, because that is when you're gonna have the most energy, the most focus to focus on that task. And if you want to move your goal forward for the week, you have to do the same thing on a daily basis. And so when you are focusing on that daily intention, you then know, okay, this is how I'm going to structure my day, right? Make sure to have breaks between the tasks, move on to the next task, right? And then always cut yourself off at about 5 o'clock, 5, 6. Don't go working into the night. It's not gonna benefit you. I've done it, I've persevered, and I fucked myself up so many times because I thought, oh, I don't have time, I'm not gonna be this or that, and I burned myself out. And then I had to give myself an emergency recovery by not doing the work. I had to give myself an extra day off or something because I pushed through. Do not push through. Please do not push through. There's your dedicated work time. If you want to take it 9 to 5, great. If you can squeeze it into 4-hour week a day, if you're a business owner, that's great. If you are working for a company, it's easy because you have assigned work hours, right? If you're a business owner, your schedule can go on and on and on. Set your own hours. At 5, shut the laptop down, go to the gym or go watch sunset. Like, you have to put on your daily calendar your replenishment time, and what is it going to be? You have to create that space, that container for that replenishment time, right? Also, not only rest and replenishment, you want to create free flow container. This is when you're filling up the cup. So for me, I would listen to audiobooks and go for a hike in nature and refill my cup with new information, new ideas, right? And then you also want to have some kind of Love Goddess play during your day and also throughout your week. So with the Love Goddess play, this is where you get to dress up and go have fun with girlfriends, go for drinks, or you can go on a date, or you can go clubbing. You have to have some kind of fun, whatever that is for you, some play where you get to be a love goddess. Because if you don't create container for this weekly, daily, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna be able to recharge that energy, right? You're not gonna be able to recharge that energy. Also, midday reset is also important. This is your lunch break in the regular corporate environment, but you have to have that break in the middle of the day so you can release all of the triggers that came up for you through the day. You can reconnect to peace. This is where I usually go meditate more, disconnect. Sometimes I even take a nap because that really helps me to disconnect from that fuzzy, frizzy energy that was happening in the beginning of the day. Usually that's when things just coming at me as an avalanche, and I have to oh my God, there's so much stuff. I gotta protect myself, and then I'm carrying all that heaviness in my energy field. And in order for me to release it, I'll either need to completely disconnect and release it one by one, or I might take a nap that gets me disconnected, and I'm ready to go for the second half of the day with the second portion of what it is that I am working on. That way I am not energetically connected, because if I am energetically connected, I'm going to be distracted. I'm not going to be able to do what it is that I am wanting to do, right? And the same thing, just like you honor your work, you honor your love goddess. Just like you honor your work, you honor date nights. Just like you honor your work, you honor dressing up and getting all dolled up. Just like you honor your work, you honor time with your friends. Just like you honor your work, you honor your meditation. You do not give your work priority over your fun. That is how we are balancing the play and fun. Because if you only put your focus on work or kids or whatnot, like that's where it's gonna stay, and you're not gonna put yourself on your own priority list. And that will result in you losing yourself, being burned out, being depressed, going to doctors and having all sorts of anxiety pills because you don't know what's going on, because you have been avoiding yourself for so long and putting your focus and attention onto something else and got yourself burned out. I am very particular into noticing that energy, that I can prevent it on a spot. I don't ever, so I never will be able to be affected by this, right? But it's a real thing, and it's a dangerous thing. It will affect the quality of your work too if you don't take care of yourself. You are one of my clients told me, I am my most important asset. And I knew that, but like when she said it, it like sounded in a completely different way. And I was like, that's right. Like I had this different new understanding of this. I am my own asset of this. I have to protect, honor, guard myself and my time and my replenishment, and give myself all that love that like nobody else can give me. I am the only person who can give me that love, so I can continue, I can move on, I can recharge my why. Like every morning, also, I forgot to mention, every morning you wake up and during your meditation practice or your energy practice or whatever that is for you, you reconnect to who you are, what you do, your why. In fact, I'm going to do a separate podcast on that because that is so, so important. And with that, my love, I hope you have a little bit of a clear understanding on what to put focus, how to open up the space. And it's not that you don't have time, because you can't have time, period. Time doesn't even exist, but you can create time. You can create time, and you create containers, not only for your work and for your kids and for your family. You create containers for your self-replenishment, for self-love, for meditation, for getting connected with yourself, for your hobbies. You create time weekly. And that is why it is so important that you plan out your week in advance, because you can create those times, those containers within your week, so you can then mentally expect to really like, okay, this is where I go to my spa, this is where I go to my dance class, this is where I get to be a love goddess that I am striving to be.